Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome Brian Doyle?
Bless you. Whip. Bless you. Shh. It's a nice day. It was nice seeing two sides of politics here today being nice to one another. I prefer it when it's the other way. You know, I have the Reverend Fred Niles standing up saying, "The meek shall inherit the earth." And Eddie O'Beid saying, "But not the mineral rights." Not many people know this, but Russell Crowe has sold his shares in South Sydney to Eddie O'Beid. Because Eddie's just found out there's coal under Redfern Oval. I like it. A guy goes into Kentucky Fried. He said, "I want a ton of coal, please." The guy said, "Are you mad? You need McDonald's." I was sitting beside Thomas Keneally, and I said to him, we're talking about the Pope. I said, "Well, you're a writer. Write me a joke. So it's got to be good." This is your one, Keneally. Why we didn't have an Irish Pope? Because there's 4 million infallible people over there, and how would you choose? Tom, the joke was okay, but the delivery was great. Oh dear. A new Pope, it's quite extent. 76 years of age. I feel that they always elect elderly popes. Must be a cardinal right. No, he's Francis. And he said he's going to bring fresh change. First thing he's doing is a television show in the Vatican. The Vatican's got talent. And that's to promote his new #1 record. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Of course, I suppose sport is the thing now, Cronulla. What is the difference between the players at Cronulla and the board of directors? The answer is simple. If you're a player, performance-enhancing drug is illegal. If you're on the board of directors, it should be compulsory. You know, sport fascinates me. The saddest news about the whole thing in sport is that, what was the cyclist? Caleb Evans. Probably the best bicycle rider in the world today. And his girlfriend just left him. She found a guy with a car. But it's drugs, you see, it starts off. You even take the major sport manufacturer, Adidas, AIDS. What does that stand for? All I do is dream about steroids. But we've got a lot of politicians here today. Politics fascinates me. We've got a female prime minister. Says she's a Welsh atheist. A Welsh atheist, yes. I think that means she doesn't believe in coal. I mean, I used to, I'm not saying because it's here, Kevin Rudd's here, and I always liked Kevin Rudd because he made that wonderful speech. No, don't. He could stand again. He made that wonderful speech of apology to the when he apologized to the stolen generation. He should have apologized to me. Because at the time I had 3 teenagers and nobody took them. And then he went to China. Very good at the speaking, this Kevin. Went to China, addressed the students, and spoke in Mandarin. Next day, he came back to country New South Wales, addressed the farmers, and spoke in Orange. That's my favorite. Of course, he really doesn't speak Chinese. Penny Wong's a ventriloquist. Now, we're going to have another election. Fascinating. That last election totally confused me. Everybody in my street is so politically aware. Every front garden had a placard. Jeez, I got confused. Wound up voting for L.J. Hooker. I saw the headlines of the New Herald the other day. It said, Julia Gillard is 1 year away from being a great prime minister. Next year, she'll be 2 years away. I've had a disturbing week. I went to the casino last night. I was in the high rollers room, playing patience. With a deck of tarot cards. I won, but 3 people died. If you look closely, you'll see I've got arthritic hands. It's very embarrassing having arthritis in your fingers, particularly when you're talking to a deaf person. They think you have a speech impediment. And you go to the doctor. What do? They blame it on the grog. They blame everything on the grog. Went last week, first question. Many alcoholic units have you had this week, Brian? I said about 20. He says, over the top, you're only entitled to 15. I thought, thank God I went to see him on Monday. I said, what about this Viagra? He said, Brian, it can only heal the sick. Didn't have to finish it, did I? No. I'm getting old. They put on a porno movie now, and I just listen to the music. I say excessive alcohol can lead to either Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. I didn't know I had a choice. I think I'll pick Alzheimer's. I'd rather forget a drink than drop one. I look around the tables here, there's a couple of young guys here, probably still on the dating scene. If you can take advice from a grey head, only ever date a homeless chick. Because at the end of the night, geez, you can just drop them off anywhere. It's a hard life, isn't it? I haven't been well. You know, let me give you a bit of advice before I start. Never, ever have a heart attack while you're playing a game of charades. never, ever fly in a hot air balloon over a cemetery that's having a military funeral. And if you're going to have an affair with a strange lady, never have an affair with any lady whose favorite movie was Fatal Attraction. And finally, if the light in your medical cabinet in the bathroom is broken, never, ever put a tube of deep heat ointment next to a tube of hemorrhoid cream. Went to my local Chinese restaurant the other night, had a meal, went to pay by credit card. God, it was incredible. I just said Visa, and half the staff ran out the back door. No. Because as I said before, she gathered on Dublin. I was born there in a little village, 10,000 people. 5,000 Catholics, 5,000 Protestants. No trouble whatsoever. Probably change next year when the 5,000 Protestants get out of jail. Nice little village. It was called Goat Hill. And the yuppies moved in. It's now known as Angora Heights. I was educated over there by the, well, no doubt a lot of the guys here were the Christian brothers. Great teachers, the brothers, great teachers. English, that was my most bestest subject. Of course, we had the nuns in baby school. The things you learn, the only thing you learn from the nuns, there are 3 sins. Small sin, big sin, and taking your shoes off without undoing the shoelaces. Bunch of people. I used to cheat at exams. I'd sit behind the ducks of the class. He'd write away. I'd use a mirror. He got 93. I got 39. There's only one exam that failed me. It was history. It was fourth form. I was in my 20s. And we both topped the class. Moronic, Mick and Ione. He got the prize. And I got a bit upset. And I said to the brother, I said, Reverend Mother, I said, which was just a clerical error. Clerical error. I said, we both got the same marks. Why did he get the prize? He said, it was very simple, Doyle. He said, it all hinged on question 11. He wrote down, I don't know, and you wrote down, neither do I. Do you remember when you left school? Can you cast your mind back? My day was the leaving. What was I, 16? Wasn't that a great age, fellas? 16 years of age. Just found out you're not going blind. Stuff it, I'll do it till I risk one eye. And overnight, you're 21. Another blink, you're 26, but they were the good years, weren't they? 21 to 26. There, I was happy then. Cirrhosis was just a word. Prostrate meant you were lying down. 21 to 26, you're on the slops every night. You've chased every girl in a skirt. 5 years, you're a raging lunatic. Then your father, God love your dad, says he wants to have a chat with you. He's worried. Bloody liar, he's jealous. Settle down, Brian, settle down. Find a woman who wants to do the same things you want to do. Where can I get a drunken lesbian? And then there's another 4 and you're 30. First of the big ones, wasn't it? 3-0. All your mates are married. Most of them are paying alimony. At least the ones who are happy. I shouldn't say that, because I come from a culture that thinks marriage is grand. That's because we know divorce is a couple of $100,000. Remember the day you got married? Let's all have a minute's silence now. That traditional walk up the aisle, your family on one side, Planet of the Apes on the other. And in my particular case, the priest is standing there, the good book in one hand. He's had a few. He's done 6 christenings already that morning. He's a bit worried. There's 3 of them still floating in the font. I shouldn't complain. I've got 3 kids myself, and they're good kids, even if I say so. They've never jumped bail. They're good kids. The eldest, her name is Siobhan. Isn't that a nice name, Siobhan? An Irish word, means stupid. The middle one, her name is Rowena. It's a Scottish word, means Siobhan. It's a family tradition. The first 2 girls are always named after their mother. Oh, living dangerously now. Well, my time is just about up. What can I talk about? Nothing. Because I haven't been well. Well, you can see that. I don't think I'm a hypochondriac, but my gynecologist does. I've got a foster child in Indonesia. 6 months ago, I sent her my photograph. Now the kid sends me $10 a month. Now let me finish off with a question. That guy, probably the Central Coast, Craig Thompson, isn't it? Yeah. What's the difference between Craig Thompson and IKEA kitchen furniture? There's no difference. One wrong screw and the cabinet falls apart. Enjoy your afternoon.